Welcome, everybody, to the next installment of the Upscale Business Podcast. I'm Mitch V, and I am joined today by not only two incredible clients, but also two great people and two great friends, Jason and Christian. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good.
Oh, it's lovely to see you both. But Jason, I am going to admit I'm disappointed to see that moustache is not there.
It'll come back. It always does.
It'll come back. Boys, I'm going to let you intro yourselves and where you're from and what it is that you do. What is it?
We're Sparkies. We're electricians from Geelong. We had a business called Caimano Electrical Solutions, and we started up 3.5 years ago. Just us two on the tools, and just trying to do the best we can in the business.
It's crazy to actually think, like, when I hear how long it's been for you guys, it feels like it has been so much longer on my side. And I'm not saying like you guys have been a drag. I more mean like where you're at now takes a lot of business owners decades to get to. And so what you've done is pretty incredible. But I'd actually like to rewind a little bit. Why did you get into business?
I guess for myself, Mitch, it was spending more time with the family and stuff like that, and actually, building something for ourselves, building something for our family name. Yep.
And look, for anyone just quickly not actually watching this live on YouTube, it'd be fair to say that building that family legacy for your family name, you two are the electrical Mario brothers.
Yeah, we.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
It's pretty accurate.
Now, wasn't there also actually you were going to run with a name of something like that?
Yeah. So with the hype of starting up, we just jumped on. I jumped on Super Caimano Brothers and registered the name. And hey, Chris, I got the name. And he went, "Oh, hey, listen, we better rethink it." The hype.
Christian, what about you? Why did you start? Why did you think, hey, I actually don't want to work for someone else. I want to do this on my own?
I was working with someone else, and I thought to myself, there's nothing different between what they're doing and what I can do. Like, my mindset's a bit different. Obviously, I wanted to do it for the family and all that sort of stuff. I wanted to do something for myself because I didn't want to go, stagnant working for someone else. But I sort of walked around with my eyes open and went, hang on a second, like, why can't we do something like this? Like, if these people are doing it, what's setting them apart from us? Like, we can do this. We can have a crack and do something for ourselves too.
Let's push forward. So that's the kind of like why. Why did you guys go out? What did the early days of business actually look like for you two?
It was the early days of business were basically Jason went out first on his own. I was actually going to leave the industry. I was like, I wasn't too sure. Like, I was a mature age apprentice, and I'm like, is this for me? Or I want to make more money for my family. Should I just go back to doing what I was doing? And Jason went out on his own, and we made a decision to go, no, let's do this. We can do this. If these other people are doing it, we can do it too. So Jason had a couple of clients that were willing to help him out to start with. And it was one of those things where he'd have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday booked out, Thursday, Friday would roll around. He'd have no work for the week after. And I made the decision without talking to Jason that, hey mate, I'm leaving my job and we're in this together and we're going to do it together. We're going to make it work. Let's just do it with no work to go to. So we took a massive risk and went, she'll be right. We'll make it work.
Yep. All right. I like that she'll be right attitude. I feel like is how most start. They're like, I'll work the rest out on the fly.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Look, the journey's, it's been a short one, but it's also obviously been a long one. Don't want to take away from what it's been. What's been the lowest point in that journey so far? And how did you guys overcome that?
I think Jason and I talk about it a fair bit, and it's a low point, but it's probably the biggest learning that we've had in our business is to stay on top of debt. We were in we racked up an ATO bill of 240 grand, realistically, which, about, we came to you and went, Mitchell, I think we're done. Like, I can't see a way of getting out of this. We got some advice from, our bookkeeper at the time, and he was like, boys, your business is over. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
That was probably the lowest point where, going home and telling the wives that all this work that all these 16-hour days that we've been working was literally for nothing.
Yep.
So that was probably the realest point where we went, business is hard. And we never saw it coming because we weren't all over it.
Yep. How'd you push through that? Like, because that's a pretty low point. Like, not getting on top of your debt, or even just not knowing where it's sitting at, and then kind of being hit with it. How'd you push through that?
So the debt to start with, it worked out to be 150 grand, and we were sort of going, oh, this is how are we going to get through this? This is going to be too hard. Like literally, how are you going to pay that back? And then we got hit the next month with our next set of BAS, and we went, oh my God, this has gone up to 240 grand. Like, what's coming next? And we didn't get it. So if we're going to be real, like, we got rid of our bookkeeper because there was a bit of miscommunication there. We're not taking away from the fact that it wasn't our fault, because ultimately it is, right? Like, we should have been all over it. We didn't have the best direction from our bookkeeper. So yeah, we had to say, like, let our bookkeeper know that he wasn't for us anymore. And we spoke at depth, in depth between yourself and Arena, which you know about, and that's when we got put onto Karen, who has been an absolute weapon with dealing with this, to be honest with you. Karen, yeah.
Yep. Was there ever a moment where you guys like seriously thought, nah, I'm chucking in the towel, just going back to wages, work for someone else?
I tell you what, with myself, it was not long after that whole ATO, the ATO debt. It was like, you know what, if how do we do it? Like, and it does, I'm not going to lie, it does run through your head, it can run through your head, and you go, you know what, it was easier, but I guess you just got to push through and keep going on with it, and, go back to the beginning of why you're doing it.
Yep. What about for you, Christian?
I never thought about going on wages. I'm one to sort of not give up on the fight. I'd never give up on a fight. I'm pretty positive when it comes to that. And, if someone says no, which the ATOs basically gave us a big no, I'll always find a way around it. I don't really take that as an answer. There's always a way around it. But I think for me, it was a long discussion I had to have with my wife. Let them know everything was going to be okay. It was a lot of planning between me and Jason, a lot of late nights, a lot of strategy planning. And I honestly think, and if I'm being real, the ATO debt that we had was the turning point of our business. That was the point where we went, hang on. Like, with the strategy we put in place, we just saw our business after, during the debt too, just skyrocket.
Yep. Do you feel that the team at the time was aware of the situation?
No. They weren't. One of our admin knew, but we were pretty positive around that. Like, she knew. Yep. She was doing our sort of accounting and reconciling and stuff like that. But we were very positive around it. We sort of played it down to her and made it seem like it was no big deal at all. We didn't want to put and you know what? We didn't want to burden the guys in the field. It's not their burden to bear on their backs. Like, that's our burden. And if it came to the point where we had absolutely no options at all, we would have said, hey guys, start looking. This is how long I reckon we've got.
Yep.
We wouldn't have done it to them. They've got mortgages to pay. So
yeah. Something I always like to kind of like reference back is that, no one trusts a crazy king, or no one's loyal to a crazy king, or no one follows them. And so, like, if the top is sitting there panicking and shit's in turmoil in that space, that massively flows down to everyone else. And then that massively impacts, like, you wouldn't have got to where you are now if that had have flowed down.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Right. What did that actual path look like towards where you are now? You know, like, you were in this space, lots of debt, you know, you came up with a plan. What did that plan actually look like? How did you get yourself out? There's a fuck ton of debt. Let's be real. How did you see yourself from, what was the plan from there to here?
It's a heap of debt. It was a heap of stress. So we sat down with Karen, our new bookkeeper, and yourself. So Karen ran the numbers for us. You helped us out too. Jason and I were up all night going, right, what do we have to do? We have to hit X amount of revenue to be able to sustain the loan to pay back the ATO. So it was basically, we got to hit X amount of revenue regardless. And there was a couple of times where Jason and I didn't take money home to the family, and we made sure that we started saving our own money so that we wouldn't have like the financial burden at home. But it was, for us, we had solid strategic planning to basically chase work and scale our business at pace to be able to get the revenue and the profit to pay the debt off as quick as we could.
Yep. So for anyone listening, to kind of understand what that looks like in a mathematical stance, it's identify what the debt is. And just to be really clear, like, putting your head in the sand and pretending that it's not there and not having those tough conversations gets you nowhere. So firstly, identify where the debt's at, all right? Now understand that you have to pay that back with surplus money coming into the business. And so you need to work out, okay, how much revenue do I need to hit each month to make these repayments out of surplus profit? And another thing that I feel that a huge amount of business owners don't get until they're in business, or employees don't understand, is that you can make 100K on profit, but you don't put that in your pocket. And so if we work on you making 100K and you put maybe 50% of that into your actual pocket, so you're left with your 50K, it's like that surplus that actually hits your pocket is what you have to pay back that debt with. And so you need to get the revenue in your business to a certain point before you can even start to make those repayments. And I actually think that's something that I personally was really proud of you guys for. Because I've had a lot of these conversations with people as they kind of like, they jump in initially to coaching and they think that it's going to save the day. Like, they literally think, fuck yeah, next week I'm going to have all this money, the heavens are going to open, I'm going to have a Lambo. It's not the reality. And that all their problems are going to be solved. And for you guys, it was, guys, this is the real truth. You need to get your business as fast as we can to this point. Now you have the choice. Do you actually think that, not can it be done, but are you willing to do what it's going to take to get it there? And you both kind of went, fuck yeah, we are. And I'll be real, I've heard that from business owners countless times. And then they don't. They don't. Even just on little things, like they have a loss of a month. Let's not talk about big debt. Like, the business doesn't hit the goal that they wanted to hit that month. And then you tell them, well, yeah, but that's because you didn't do the actions. You guys were told what the actions were, and it was shitty actions. It's late nights. It's weekend work. It's fucking hustling. And you've done that. You got it to where it needed to be really quick, and you've fucking flown through that marker.
Yeah, we had no choice, Mitch. It was, the driving factors were our family and also like our pride. We started this business and we got such good brand awareness, and Jason and I built something brilliant that we weren't willing to let go of.
Yep. Now, guys, let's switch gears for a second. What's something you believed early on in business that's turned out to be totally wrong?
Look, for me, it's hire an apprentice at the start.
Yeah.
Hire an apprentice. They're going to save you so much time and money. Your first hire should be an apprentice.
Yep. Wrong.
Completely wrong, right? Yeah, completely wrong. Yeah, what we didn't realize was everyone says, oh, apprentices are so cheap, and they are. Like, the hourly rate is cheap, but from a business point of view, they cost us about between $70 and $80 an hour to keep an apprentice employed. So when we're doing service and maintenance jobs, which is short, sharp real estate jobs, homeowner jobs, and we've got to stay competitive, and we can't bill out an extra $70 or $80 an hour for an apprentice. An apprentice costs, close on 10 grand a month.
An apprentice is essentially, and look, we are talking in your guys' space predominantly service and maintenance. So in projects, sure, we can bill for them and make a little, you don't make a lot. But an apprentice, I often use the Mortal Kombat analogy. For anyone that played Mortal Kombat as a kid, remember Prince Goro? He had 4 arms. That's you and an apprentice. There's not 2 brains. There's just 4 arms, right? And Prince Goro was pretty shit. Yep, and that's an apprentice and tradesman team in the kind of style of work which you're in. And they don't actually give you anything more outside of they can help you carry shit. They get you coffee. They can make things easier. Yeah, and there are some efficiency gains, but not a lot. Right? Jace, was there something outside of that you think you can think back to? Yeah, when I went into business, I thought it'd be like this, and it wasn't.
Yeah, so I guess one of them for me was everybody who doesn't work for themselves would say to you, "Oh, the best part about working for yourself is you get to pick your own hours."
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
Not at all. It's a lot of long.
I mean, you get to pick your own hours, but at the demise of the business.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So I mean, at the starting up, there's no luxury of I can realistically take a day off and everything will keep running. It's like no. It's you.
No.
It's
Guys, what habits or routines have you actually got into that you feel have actually helped you to achieve what you have? Now, I reckon I know one of them, but I'll see what you say.
I'll tell you what, one thing that's a non-negotiable for us is we do X amount of hours for our lead generation.
Yes, I fucking knew it. I knew that's what I was going to be.
Yeah, we have. It's been the lifeblood of our business. Like, we constantly doing it.
A consistent routine of we will always hunt for work, not sit back and just hope and pray that work comes to us. That you'll actually go out and get it. You'll go find it.
Yep. That's right. Every day, time booked in every day. Well, now it's a bit different. We have a business development manager, which does most of that for us. But early on, it was every day we're going to do X amount of hours consistently every day.
Yep. And look, you guys are now at a point where you actually employ someone to do that for you.
Yep.
But you still keep your finger on the pulse. Like, is it yielding the same result, or is it yielding the result that we need to keep the business moving forward in the way that we are?
Yep.
Guys, I want to massively switch gears, and I want to be real for a second. Like, obviously the last 3 years there's been a huge amount going on, massive amount of work. Let's jump to your personal life. Like, if we could wave a magic wand right now and your personal lives, whether it be health, family connection, like those kind of things, what would you do a little bit different? Actually, no, I don't like that question, because I feel that there wasn't the ability to do it differently. You had to do what you did. But let's talk about moving forward. What are you working on at the moment in that space, in that part of your life, to make some changes and move things into a different space there?
So I suppose we're only one sort of non-billable hire away, though, from us putting on an estimator, from Jason and I sharing a role with each other. Realistically, we could share the role now, but we're just tidying up a few loose ends process-wise in our business. So sharing a role looks like us both working about 20 hours a week in the business and things still going as if we weren't here. That's where we're at, which will give us more family time and more time to focus on our health, our kids, our wives. They've sacrificed a lot too.
Yep. Like, I mean, your wife drives a Kia Carnival.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful car.
Like, no, it is. It was a joke. It's a joke. The only thing keeping my current or keeping the amount of children I currently have from not exploding up is that I keep threatening in the nicest way that, hey babe, the only car that's going to suffice for the amount of kids that you want is a Kia Carnival.
Yeah.
But it is a great car. Like, or you black that thing out, beautiful car. All right. Guys, what would you tell your past self if you were just starting out? Like, if you were starting out again tomorrow, what would you tell yourselves?
I'd probably tell myself to just keep pushing through. Just keep pushing. Just keep grinding.
Yep.
Because it'll come through. It always does. So yeah.
Be more consistent. Just, it took a lot for us to work out that doing our lead gen would be the one thing to move our business forward.
Yeah.
So for me to be like, right now, if we were to, sell or, start another business, we know that do that consistently will get us the results much faster. It's less headache for us. If we were to do that consistently, we wouldn't have to go through, do we have enough work, don't we? The stresses, knowing that we could, we just do that consistently, we'll get the work we need.
Guys, what does success look like? What are you actually working towards here?
For me, like, I've got success is two things for me. Success is to, have a business with great brand awareness that people want to work for as well. To have employees, people come to work in a space where they can be open and honest and can do the best they can. And with all that too, success for me is, I suppose, being a good father at home and showing our kids that, when you put your mind to stuff, you can do stuff. Like, you know what I mean? We don't have university degrees. When you channel in on something and you focus on something and you do something consistently, you can achieve anything. And that's the success that would be seeing my kids being able to do something similar.
Yeah. 100%, Mitch. I'm on the same page as Christian. We're very, very similar people. And I guess one thing that I'm super proud of is every one of our guys, every one of our team members here, they all get along. The team culture is really, really good. And it's nice knowing we have a workplace for that. And then I guess, once we've got a few things in place, it's being able to spend more time with the family and basically, what you do mirrors to your kids and they can say, okay, cool. If we work hard at something, it will pay off. So it's sort of leaving that legacy to them, yeah.
Yep, I like that. Guys, I have two little things that I'd love to go through. And then if you've got anything else to say, let's drop it. One, you guys it was actually Christian. You mentioned to me, it's going to be a couple months back, 6 or 8 months ago. We were talking about another client actually. And you said that the other client was annoyed that he felt like I had favorites as a coach. The reality is that I do have favorites, and I want to make it really clear as to what favorites look like. As a coach, I want to commend you both on essentially doing the work that has been required to achieve the goals. There is nothing better as a coach than working with people that actually are, open with what they want to achieve. They put their hand up and they ask for help when things are going wrong. And they ultimately do the actions that they, agree with doing to get to where they want to be. And so what I'm kind of stating there is like, guys, you have been like a blessing to work with, and it's anyone out there that's listening. It's when you jump into coaching, or let's just say you're having a conversation with like two business owners or a business owner that has been where you are and is also where you may want to be, listen to them. Hear the advice that they give, and think about, all right, how can that be applicable to me and how can I implement that? You guys have gone through shit, but you've done what's required to get to where you are.
Thanks, Mitch. That means a lot. That means a lot. And we know that, if we do have a problem, you're always there. Like last night, you were there on the phone to me, 8:30 at night.
It was 8:40. I remember.
It's just so good.
No, I'm joking. Well, I'm not. It was 8:40. But I remember because the you know you have your TV now, it has the time on it. Fucking annoying, but anyway, that's how I remember. Yep.
You know, you're helping me out at all hours of the night, so it's yeah.
Well, it's fun. This is like, for me, coaching is so fun. And for all of our coaches here, like all of the coaches at Upscale have been where you are. They're past clients, you know? And so for me, like, man, you giving me a call, having a conversation around a purchase of a business. Man, that's the shit I live and breathe. That's the shit that I enjoy. And to hear that you now enjoy those things, I'm like, man, this is great. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's been great for us. We've had, you know, we've been open about it, Mitch. Like we've had a couple of coaches before, you know, before Upscale, and we have seen it's incomparable what you guys do compared to what the others were doing for us too. We don't mean that in the mean way. It was like the first coaching company we were with, it just felt like we were just there, and we got a lot out of it at the start, and then we found that it turned into a bit of a money grab. So we left. We went with someone else, and the advice we got, like compared to now, was a bit backwards. It was almost like, enjoy the time you have right now, because now, you know, it's Christmas coming up. Enjoy all the family time you can, and then we'll get back stuck into it, you know, the following year. And then the following year we had no work, and we're going, hang on a second, like what? This doesn't even make sense.
January was quiet.
And I think that's when I rang Mitch. I actually think
that's actually my second thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So you rang me. And I still remember exactly where I was. And you said to me, Mitch, like cut the shit. Can it be done?
Yeah.
Can we achieve what, you know, like coaching companies or people say you can achieve? Can it be done? Stop, man, just stop the shit. Tell me, can it be done? Do you remember what I said?
You said, yeah, but you have to put the work in.
Yeah. And you guys have done that. And I think that's a really important thing for anyone out there, no matter like who you're thinking of going with or coaching, or like whether you're just starting out in business or whatever it might be. Like, you can achieve anything as long as you're willing to do the work to achieve it. And if you think you can cut corners and you think that there's magic pills or whatever it might be, there's not.
That's what Jason and I realized. There's no shortcut in business. There's no get rich quick scheme like in business, you know. Some people may get lucky, but there's no get rich quick scheme. Everyone's trying to look for a quick way to make that money, but in reality, there's no. It doesn't.
3 years is quick.
You know what? It feels like longer. 3 years is quick, right? But it feels like longer. What we've achieved in 3 years, like people don't achieve in 15. Like, we know that, and we've put the work in. We've learned life skills that we can probably adapt to any business now. So we're we take that on board too.
Beautiful. Guys, anything you want to say, anything you want to talk on? I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you guys are real busy.
No, I suppose there's no opportunity like now to say thanks to you, Arena and Kaz, for getting us through some dark times, but also celebrating the wins with us, and making our business incredibly profitable. Like, where we're at now, Jason and I have never dreamed that we would be at this point in business, even so early, but at all. Like, we didn't understand, where we could sit in business until, the numbers actually showed up on our accounting software, and we went, holy crap, like we've hit a benchmark that no one in our family has achieved before.
Yeah. And not to mention, Mitch, like, we tunnel vision so hard on it. It's actually really nice for yourself and the team to go, hang on, guys, just pump the brakes for a sec, take a step back, have a look at what you've done. Like, have a look at this month. There's another record month, boys. Celebrate it. So it's good to, as much as you really focus in and hammer down on it, it's nice to actually get pulled up by yourself and the team.
Come up for air.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But in seeing that too, Mitch, you're the one holding us underwater.
Yeah.
And then you're the one letting us breathe too free.
I'll tell you when to get up. I'm joking.
No, you push us. Yeah, the right way. Yep.
Awesome.
No, there's
Nice.
times where we go, can't be, do we have to do that? You're like, just do it, mate.
Get it done.
Just do it. So,
I love it. Guys, I want to say a mass thank you. I've appreciated the journey. I'm not trying to like say it's over. See ya. Surprise, fuck off. No, guys, I've really appreciated the last, let's call it 2 and a bit years. The energy that you have put in, and just also how involved and helpful you've been inside our community. It's really nice to see that you've understood that you can help others grow while also you capitalizing yourselves.
Yep.
And that's meant a massive amount to myself, to the team, and thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you. Not a problem at all.
Guys, I do want to land on a final note. Once and for all, how do I actually pronounce your last name?
Look, we've had a few different last names. People call us Caramello, Calamari,
Squid fingers.
Sweet Fingers, so have I. But
Did you say sweet fingers?
Squid fingers.
Squid fingers. Okay.
but it's Caimano.
Caimano, that's what I thought. That's
There
what
we
I
go.
thought. Boys, love you a lot, and we will talk soon, I'm sure.
See you, Mitch.
Appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So how do you team for us?
We'll
Bye.
do. No, see ya.
See ya.